kind of worried about nuclear war. How does that make you? How does that strike you that the Secretary of Defense nominee is only sort of worried about nuclear war?
His views are sadly not very different from most congressmen on the Hill and from a lot of senators. None of these people have very sophisticated views of events overseas, and particularly of Russia or Iran or Turkey or China or any of these places. Most of them never been there, and if they were there, they were tourists, flew in, flew out. So I'm not really surprised, Dan. And remember, as we've talked so often, Americans have lost their very reasonable fear of war.
In recent days, the geopolitical stage has been rocked by Russia's dramatic escalation of its missile capabilities and strategy. President Vladimir Putin's recent remarks have thrust the spotlight onto the Oreshnik missile, a weapon many analysts are calling a game-changer in modern warfare. This missile is not only capable of achieving hypersonic speeds exceeding Mach 10, over 10 times the speed of sound, but it is also designed with multi-warhead fragmentation capabilities. This means it can split into multiple smaller warheads, each capable of targeting and destroying deeply buried installations, even those located as much as 200 meters underground. Putin's emphasis on the Oreshnik missile's devastating kinetic power has drawn comparisons to tactical nuclear weapons. However, unlike nuclear weapons, Oreshnik is not constrained by the same international treaties, making it a far more flexible tool in Russia's arsenal. The missile's kinetic strike generates incredible energy, creating temperatures of up to 4,000 degrees Celsius upon impact, rendering anything in the blast radius to dust. This has led some experts to label it as a clean alternative to nuclear weapons with comparable destructive potential. The Oreshnik missile is more than just a military asset. It symbolizes a significant shift in global strategic deterrence. Putin proudly claimed that Russia's missile production now outpaces NATO's tenfold, and the Kremlin is planning to ramp up production by another 25% in the coming months. Such figures highlight the Kremlin's focus on rearming and modernizing its military capabilities to ensure dominance on the global stage. Notably, Putin warned against any Ukrainian nuclear ambitions, declaring that Russia would use all means necessary to prevent Kyiv from acquiring nuclear weapons. Colonel Douglas Macgregor, a noted military strategist and former Pentagon advisor, has commented on these advancements, suggesting that Russia's shift toward hypersonic technology reflects a broader strategy of developing adaptable and politically viable military solutions. The ability to use such weapons without violating existing treaties gives Russia a strategic edge in this new era of warfare. The implications of this weapon system go far beyond Europe. Analysts, including Colonel Macgregor, emphasize that the Oreshnik missile's range and speed make it capable of striking not only European targets, but also American military installations in Asia and the Pacific. This capability eliminates the need for more cumbersome and politically sensitive intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, offering Russia a versatile and less diplomatic encumbered alternative for its strategic needs. Beyond the technical details, Putin's rhetoric has raised significant concerns. He addressed questions about possible strikes on Ukrainian decision-making centers, ominously stating that anything could happen. This cryptic remark leaves open the possibility of targeting high-value NATO-linked assets or command structures within Ukraine, an action that would escalate the conflict to unprecedented levels. Colonel Douglas Macgregor has warned that this combination of rhetoric and hypersonic capabilities introduces a new level of danger. The risk of miscalculation between global powers has never been higher, as the speed and power of these weapons leave little room for diplomatic resolutions once a launch is detected. The backdrop to these developments lies in the U.S.'s withdrawal from the INF Treaty in 2019. This landmark treaty had previously banned intermediate-range missiles, but its dissolution has allowed Russia to develop and deploy weapons like the Oreshnik without international restrictions. Analysts suggest that Russia sees this as an opportunity to assert dominance both militarily and diplomatically, forcing NATO and the United States to reconsider their strategies. Interestingly, the name Oreshnik itself carries symbolic weight. In Russian folklore, the hazelnut tree, or Oreshnik, is associated with wisdom, resilience, and punishment. Some see this as a deliberate choice, reflecting the missile's dual purpose, a means of deterrence and a tool for decisive action. The missile's deployment during a conflict environment has also set a precedent. Putin stated that the missile was tested under combat conditions, likely referencing its use in recent strikes on Ukrainian territory. While such strikes serve as a demonstration of Russia's capabilities, they also send a broader signal to NATO and other adversaries. Russia is ready to use its most advanced weapons if provoked. Colonel Douglas Macgregor has further pointed out that the timing of these tests is no coincidence. Russia's repeated mentions of the Oreshnik are meant not only to showcase its technical advancements, but also to act as a warning to its adversaries. This is particularly significant in light of increasing speculation about NATO's involvement in Ukrainian decision-making processes. As tensions escalate, the world must grapple with the implications of these developments. The Oreshnik missile represents a new kind of power, one that challenges traditional notions of deterrence and brings the specter of hypersonic warfare to the forefront. With its ability to bypass existing missile defenses and deliver unparalleled destruction, it raises serious questions about the global balance of power. Are we witnessing the dawn of a new superweapon era where hypersonic missiles dominate the battlefield? Or is this the tipping point for NATO's dominance and the start of a new Cold War? One thing is clear: the rules of modern warfare are being rewritten, and the consequences could reshape global geopolitics for decades to come.